Well, this is even worse than usual.
It has been almost 5 years since Katrina, and New Orleans has just elected a new mayor, which has many of its citizens hopeful. Tonight, we speak to Numa Shexnaidre for his expert opinion on what's what in New Orleans. Hello, Numa. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me and allowing me to expose myself to the entire United States.
Numa, you have a new mayor, and after 8 years of naming, people are optimistic in New Orleans. Yet you are already personally getting flack for naming a show after the new mayor, Mitch Shexnaidre. Any comments?
First of all, who gives a shit what I say about anything? As if I'm like an opinion leader or something. Now, I know the guy's up against him, he's following Nate, and everything is terrible, I understand. And we all want it to finally work. But I mean, you know, we've had Landrews in office for 40 years in Louisiana, and everybody knows that everything in Louisiana and New Orleans is perfect. So you see, everybody knows what the problem is. We don't have enough Landrews in public office. Is the Landrew shortage stupid? But don't get me wrong, I understand he's up against it, but it's more insidious than you could even think. Because let's say you live here, you drive anywhere in the city from point A to point B, they got construction every place. And you got a detour no matter where you go. You can't go in a straight line anywhere. So, if you go on Google Earth, okay, get a picture of New Orleans, a street plan, and take a pencil, and trace where you go from point A any day to point B, all right, anywhere in the city, any day, and you step back, and it spells Navy. I'm telling you, it's much deeper than you think, believe me.
Mitch Shexnaidre, the son of the last white mayor of New Orleans, Louis Landrew, is the new mayor of New Orleans, of course. And what would you say is the most important attribute that Mr. Landrew brought that enabled Mr. Landrew to prevail in the election?
His DNA.
Fair enough. He ran as an experienced politician as opposed to Mayor Nagin, who ran as an outsider. How do you feel about that, Numa?
This is a perfect plan. Mitch Shexnaidre needs to have on speed dial and speakerphone at all times, no matter where he is. Bill Jefferson, Edwin Edwards, Senator Michael O'Keefe, Eddie Price, Derek Shepard. Because you see, when New Orleans needs more experienced politicians, like they need M&Ms to issue a candy-coated cancer.
That's a little harsh. Why do you think the people, black and white, voted for Mr. Landrew overwhelmingly?
Because they were scared to death that that nut John Georges might win, okay? that's what we needed. We needed the vanilla Ray Nagin, because I can't blame them, you know?
Numa, how confident are you that Mitch Landrew will bring the change that's necessary to bring New Orleans back to its former glory? What was that?
That's my medication. You see, after the storm, all my friends was on drugs and shit, and I'm drug-free, so I was kind of up a creek, you know? So I went to my doctor, and I said, Doc, I said, I'm drug-free, you know? I said, but I mean, you know, you got to help me out. So I had this in my first year after Katrina. I had to go get it now since Mitch told me how bad things are in the city. I had to go out and get my prescription again. And what it is say you're driving around in New Orleans and you're behind somebody with a Texas license plate. They're going like 3 miles an hour for 40 minutes and they don't know where they're going. You're trying to get someplace. They're driving you out your mind. They're pissing you off. You take this out, and it's like pictures of Mitch Landrew and Ray Nagin and Bobby Jindal. And you just bite them back. And you make it kind of lowers your blood pressure. It makes you feel a little better. And you can pass a drug test with that too. That's pretty good.
Change in New Orleans. The mayor set up a bunch of task forces to help him pick his new administration. Now, you have any comments on that?
Yeah. I looked at the task forces in the paper. Ron Foreman, Prez Gabakov, Edwin Lombard, Norman Francis, Quint Davis, Doug Thornton, all of the same people. I was standing next to every mayor for the last 30 years, okay? New blood, all right? Recycling is not always a good thing, evidently.
You don't seem too optimistic.
No, I'm very optimistic. In fact, I'm starting 2 new businesses in New Orleans. One is I got an offshore gambling thing where you can pay $5 to pick which deputy mayor will be indicted first. And then, we got an energy problem here, all right? So, I got to thinking. We got to find a new way to create energy in this country. So, I got this thing that I invented. I hooked this up to myself. And I wake up in the morning, and I go up to my porch, and I get the Times Picayune. And I start reading that son of a bitch. BP claims progress in capping well. Aaron Broussard, cop indicted, okay? Christ almighty, I create energy just from my body going nuts, okay? And I talked to T. Boone Pickens about this, and he told me, he said, you on to something, pal. He said, you know, and we envision that one day you'll be able to get in your car, put on Rush Limbaugh, and drive for free. It's called innovation.
Let's talk a little more about the appointments.
Okay, let's talk about the appointments. Okay, Mitch Landrieu gets on TV his first week, and he's got the balls to say he's got these 8 deputy mayors, and he says these are the best people in America for this job. The 8 best people in America. He got like Andy Copeland, who was Blanco and Mike Foster's right-hand man for a while. He's got a CAO that used to be a CAO under Morial. He's got Ray Nagin's disaster coordinator, all right, and he might be a good guy. I don't know, and he's got Ann Duplessis, the senator that was dancing on the floor of the Senate when she got her raise that she wanted, okay? Then they have all of their education, bachelor's degree, master's degree, bachelor's degree, bachelor's degree. Attended LSU. The 8 best people in America. What I want to know is who's going to break the news to America?
He has received some criticism, certainly, about those choices. He has, of course, received some criticism about those choices, especially his economic development head. Any comments?
Yeah. He ran because he was the experienced inside politician, because it said that in the New York Times today. He's the ultimate inside. He has a lot of experience, you see. Then he appoints his sister-in-law to be economic development. She's 32 years old, hotshot lawyer, ain't got no experience in economic development, except for that she was on his economic development task force. Okay? So this is how this works, okay? You vote for him because you need experience, but he's going to print somebody that ain't got no experience, but that's okay. There's a technical term for that. It's called bullshit. But don't worry about it, okay? It's going to work out just fine in New Orleans.
And why is that?
Because Leslie Jacobs told us so. Because as soon as they appointed this hotshot lawyer, who might be wonderful, don't get me wrong, okay, she writes a letter to the Times-Picayune and says she's a wonderful lawyer from Tulane, she's this and she's that and the other thing. I mean, you know, if only Leslie Jacobs could have known Wilbert Rito years ago, okay, if they would have knocked that bank over, he could have called, no, it's okay, call Leslie. Ms. Jacobs, we got this kid over here with a gun, okay, he says he's nosy. I said, okay, yeah, let it go. He's going to save us a lot of problems. You'll tell us what's good and what's bad, you know?
Getting back to the mayor's appointments, you don't think the people that he chose were good choices, do you?
No, I don't know if they're good choices or not, except for Ann Duplessis. I don't think she's a good choice. Or this doctor. He had the doctor, the head of the health department, who can't, she can only practice medicine if she was got a Siamese twin donor who was also a doctor to be surgically implanted on her body with her, okay? Those two are probably not so good. But I got to think, don't take my words for it. I mean, what are the odds that these are the best people in America? So I called up Danny Sheridan at USA Today. He's the guy that gives the odds to the Super Bowl. You know, like Saints 10-1, Indianapolis 12-1. Andy Copeland, best man in America for this job, 75,000-1. All right. Ann Duplessis, best person for this job in America, infinity to 1. All right. That means that if you bet on Ann Duplessis, you're $1 that she's the best person. She turns out to be the best person in America for this job. You get all of the money on earth. Okay. All right. Now, I don't know what bookmaker you're going to get to take that bet. Okay. It must be somebody like Ezra Pound on acid. Okay. But other than that, you know, it'll be a good deal. You know, better than playing the lottery.
So you don't think much of the deputy mayor concept?
Why stop there? Why not Pharaoh of streets, okay? Grand Vizier of parks and parkways, grand exalted childhood friend and former state representative. I mean, it might cost you a few extra bucks, you know, for the stationery, but what the hell, you know? Cut all the stops out, you know what I mean?
Let's move on to the police chief. Chief Surpass has been welcomed home with a little public criticism, is that so?
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Joyce?
Well,
you seem to have a problem with Chief Surpass.
No, I mean, I got no problem with Chief Surpass, but I do have a problem with this dog and pony show they had to pick the best man in America for the job. Just so happened that he was one of the three finalists. The guy's a third-generation New Orleans policeman. Now, he might be good, but the day that they picked him, they had one guy from Minnesota, one guy from California, and Mr. Surpass, all right? And then in the 75th paragraph of the story about why he chose Chief Surpass, this is what Mitch Landrieu said. He chose him, and it came down to this. He didn't have to teach him about Mardi Gras. They were in that room, the three best people for this job in America. And he said, you know, you all are three wonderful guys. You're even glowing the door. You all very sharp. He said, but I have one more question for you. He said, how many floats did Okeanos have in 1978? And Ron was in the back going, ooh, 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 bit me, bit me. That's how he got the job. I mean, he's good with stats, though. He's a stat man. You know, because that's how crime goes down. It never goes down except for mythologically, okay? But it goes down because of stats, okay? In other words, let's say you get shot on a Wednesday, you don't die. And they bring you to the hospital. If you croak on Monday, okay, then that was like malfeasance or something, or malpractice. All right, you know, he winged it. He's back, you know. I mean, you know.
You have been dismissive of some of Mitch Landrieu's task forces, but you're the head of a task force yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, I was head of the squirrel task force, yeah. I'm a squirrel myself, and I got a couple of things that we came up with. Once we need foreign policy, diplomacy in the world. We need diplomats. I've been Chris Myers, this is us on ESPN when they had the floods in Nashville, or the mayor of London gave us some bullshit about BP. We need to send Ricky Jackson to their house. And Ricky goes, hello, how you doing? I'm Ricky Jackson, I'm the ambassador from New Orleans. I got a present for you here. It's what we call a blivet. Now, my daddy told me a blivet is 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. And you just hit it, boom, right in the mush. You say, hello, how you going? And the other thing is, during this mayor's race, they talked about murder, they talked about economic development, they talked about everything. They never talked about the levees. So I got to thinking, my squirrel task is to talk about the levees. So I went back into all of my shows I did, up since Katrina, and I came up with a three-pronged plan for the levees in New Orleans. One is we got to get the Tonka Toy Company to build the levees. Because you see, you can drop a Tonka Toy truck from the moon, and if it hits Lincoln's nose on Mount Rushmore, the nose busts off, the truck don't get broken. So that would be indestructible levees, number one. The other thing is, we got to get, we got to throw a bunch of trees. We can find trees knocked down any storm into the 17th Street Canal, and then throw up in there a shitload of beavers. I mean, I'm watching the Nature Channel. 2 little beavers built something as big as the Great Wall of China with sticks. Okay, that don't give in. Okay, they wonder why 2 engineers are out of business. And the other thing they need to do that don't work. They need NASA to develop gills that they can surgically put in everybody's neck in New Orleans. That way they won't need no levees.
Well, last word, Numa. Any last thoughts about the new mayor, Mitch Landrieu? I know you wish him well.
Yes, I do. You know, he ran under the slogan, he knows what to do, and he knows how to do it. Now, I've lived here all of my life. And when I hear politicians say that he knows what to do, and he knows how to do it, I just wonder if that's a threat or a warning.
Well, thank you. This is Peter Fenner, Meet the Press. We've been talking to Numa, I know where you got them shoes, Shexnaidre, about the new mayor of New Orleans, Mitch Landrieu. Good night.
Well,